Liquidy or hard?
Yes.
Oh! Oh, no!
Ask the Host, episode 27. I'm Joe.
I'm Gary.
And I'm Félim.
Hello, chaps. The idea of this show is very simple. You send your questions to us to show@askthehost.com and we answer them. The catch is they can be about anything you like except Linux and open source. Before we get going, just a quick thank you to everyone who supports us with PayPal and Patreon. We really appreciate that. And if you support us on Patreon, you can get access to these episodes 2 weeks before everyone else. The first question then. Nice Micro asks, which of the 3 classical fields of science, physics, chemistry, biology, do you find the most interesting and why is it chemistry? It's not chemistry, that's wrong. Sorry.
No, it's clearly physics.
Yes.
It is clearly physics, but with a side helping of chemistry.
Really?
Well, did try making some things that went bang quite a few times in the chemistry lab. Couldn't get the equations to balance, though, trying to do one of those chemical things of, this chemical plus that chemical equals what? It's like, no, I don't get this.
Well, they started going on about like moles or something and they just completely lost me in chemistry.
Avogadro's number. You just brought back a terrible nightmare to my mind.
I think I was just put off chemistry when my chemistry teacher in high school told us to close the windows so the fog didn't come in. And from that point, I just thought that it's just all nonsense, really, isn't it?
But clearly physics is the most interesting because that is like the fundamentals of the universe.
Yes, but it was part of my degree. And I thought that was the one I was going to be specialising in. And my God, did I stop that after 2 years because it was turning into ancient Greek or hieroglyphics, to be quite honest. When you're like several thousand words through the proof of how a laser does something, I don't even know what it did. My brain was just, nah, I'm gone. I'm out of here. Don't know what's going on. I don't know. We made holograms, though, which was kind of cool. The only thing is you had to use a laser to look at them, which seemed to defeat the purpose somewhat.
Yeah. I think biology is really interesting, though, specifically evolutionary biology. And I'm really interested in the evolution of humans and how we came from hominids and stuff. But just that fundamental nature of reality is what draws me to physics. But then the maths really puts me off.
I think maths is the reason that I did enjoy physics, because I was not very good at the kind of standard maths that you got taught in school. But applying that to actual stuff in the real world made it make much more sense.
Burn the maths, witch.
Yeah. Oh, I just can't be doing with maths. It's just, I can do basic arithmetic pretty well. And I've got better at that from playing darts. But anything beyond like really basic algebra, and I'm just completely lost, man. I just doesn't sit with my brain. And I do find chemistry quite interesting on the kind of basic level of you can combine this and that and get this cool thing. But again, when it gets into the maths of it, that's what puts me off.
Yeah, I think for me, the ability to combine chemicals and make new compounds and stuff is quite interesting, but it all gets far too complicated far too quickly if you try and do anything really interesting, I think.
I do wish I was cleverer and could understand things like chirality that I learned from Breaking Bad.
I mean, if I didn't realise we were giving out free being clever. If I had that, I'd do an awful lot of other stuff.
Because my interest in physics is quite surface level, and I wish I could understand the maths of it. I wish maths wasn't just this blocker to me because I'm too thick. Like, if I could fully understand the maths of it, like, I have this, some might say arrogant idea that I could somehow combine classical mechanics and quantum mechanics into a universal theory of physics.
Just get it done, Joe. Oh, but I've a few podcasts to mix. I'll have to push it out until next month.
Well, yeah, that's I've got to do Ask the Host and, I've got so much to do. But yeah, in a couple of weeks, I'll get that sorted.
See, this is the beauty of the likes of Neil deGrasse Tyson and Brian Cox. You don't have to worry about that. They'll tell you a nice fancy way to do graphics for it all. And you don't have to go into the maths nonsense. You'll be fine.
I think that is exactly it. Because of popularizers of science and popular science generally, that has kind of made me have this idea that, yeah, I could solve that ridiculously difficult problem that's been going on for 100 years. Andy asks, what bionic enhancement would you like?
Bionic legs. Walking is just far too much effort, frankly. And the less walking I have to do, the better. But currently I substitute that with driving, which is clearly terrible for the environment. So if I could just walk the 20 miles to the office, then that'd be amazing, especially if I didn't have to burn any energy to do so.
Would you also get that mad 70s sound effect when jumping?
Well, I was thinking more like Super Mario jumping sound effect.
Ah.
Just the boing.
You see, you could tell the age differences between the two. I'd like to have a bionic back that doesn't hurt. How about that?
Now, speak about age differences.
I want to be able to work 24-day shift in mill. Urgh.
Well, I was talking to my wife about this, and she said, does this count as bionic? The ability to turn off pain at will.
Maybe just not have the pain. I mean, if you're getting a bionic back and all it is excruciating agony, then it's a bit shit, isn't it? I'd like the fucking refund here, please. It's like fucking Wolverine. Oh yeah, when it hurts every time. It's like, well, that's a bit crap, really, isn't it?
I think she meant just generally the ability to turn pain off.
Yeah, I mean...
Because I thought about bionic eyes, but then you can just get a pair of binoculars, can't you?
Well, that doesn't help if you're blind, does it?
True, but this question is of me, and my eyes aren't great, but if I use binoculars, I can see quite far, and my hearing's not brilliant, but with equipment, I can hear, really distant things and stuff. So, you don't really need those bionic things, whereas bionic legs, the ability to run really fast or jump really high, I suppose you could argue that that's what bikes and cars are for. And aeroplanes and...
I suppose you could argue. I think that's literally what they are for. What else are they for? Oh, we've got too much aluminium and carbon fibre lying around. Let's find some unique uses for them.
Yeah, true.
Right, okay, so assuming I can't have, nanobots that can just repair shit in my body. I mean, that's what I'd really like. I don't want to be super ended, but I just like the shit that used to work to still continue to function, which it does not plainly do anymore. I would actually go for bionic eyes, because you say, oh, my eyes aren't that bad. Well, try 2 different pairs of glasses and you never have the right one or a pair of either. And the only glasses you end up with are the spare prescription sunglasses in the car that you have to then walk around inside with because you can't see properly without them. And now you look like a raging pedo. It's fucking atrocious.
I'm sure this is an Irish dad thing, needing 2 pairs of glasses, because my wife's dad has 2 pairs of glasses and has one on top of his head.
Listen, Sunshine, just because you happen to be 21 3/4, whatever the fuck it is, you will too need them once you hit 40. It's a fucking disaster. Absolute disaster. It's like, you think your eyes are getting better because your faraway glasses cease to be as good, and you think, fuck me, I'm starting to see better. Listen, no, I can't see, the tips of my fingers. They're that fucking unviewable. It's ridiculous.
Well, he has developed this innate ability to, move his forehead in such a way that the glasses fall back down on his nose.
Oh, I've been practicing that. It's harder than it looks.
My wife once told me that she had a friend who worked on the checkouts in Tesco who told her, oh, I know your dad. He's the guy who wears the 2 pairs of glasses and flicks the other pair down onto his nose.
I mean, varifocals is just, that's old shite. That's retirement home material there, so no one's doing that. I am fully in support of this man and his double glass wearing.
Well, hang on. Could you not just get these bionic eyes for a few £100 by getting laser surgery?
Is that bionic? I don't know if that counts.
You can only do that, I think, once, can you not? And some people have a bad reaction to it. And I don't know, shooting lasers into my eyes, would you fuck off? No way. I can't even put drops in my eyes, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of it. One wrong move and I'm blind. No, I don't trust people that much.
What do they do? Do they wait for you to breathe and then, oh, just look at this thing over here, and you're like, no, I'm blinking, I'm not doing it, and then they shoot a hole through your eyelid? Is that what happens?
Yeah, that's exactly how it happens, yeah.
Oh, that's what it sounds like it would work to me.
Paul asks, what's the longest you've ever stayed awake and why? Mine involves lots of Red Bull, and I'm sure I've told this story before. So one of you's got to go first.
It was work mid-2000s, doing a network upgrade in the office, and...
Did it go wrong?
Well, no, didn't go wrong. It was just poorly prepared by just the way the whole building was done, as in there was no floor sockets. Cables came out of trunking in the floor and had magic marker written on the side as to what number they were. And you can imagine that never lasted long on them. So trying to find out which cable was which was literally tracing every cable. And then we had the next morning where we stayed in all through from like 8 in the morning till 8 the next morning. Worked a normal hour-long, normal hours of that day, and then obviously it was a Friday, so we then went to the pub and went home around 3 o'clock in the morning. I was beginning to see flashes of light out the corner of my vision, and I was very, very, very tired.
I think mine's fairly similar to yours, Félim. It was a data center move and a failed SAN.
Oops.
Yeah. So we had shut down this EMC SAN that hadn't been powered up in about 10 years, put it in the van, moved it, went to power it up, and discovered that for whatever reason, this model of EMC SAN would not boot if the CMOS battery had failed.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah. So like a £1 CR2032 battery.
Takes down a multi-million-dollar piece of gear.
Yeah, it was truly horrible experience. It was like, fail the entire thing over to the DR site, get in contact with Dell and work out what the hell was going on. That was one of those occasions where office closed on the Friday and people were rocking up at the new one on the Monday. And I don't think I slept for that entire weekend. It was a truly horrible experience. So, yeah, because it was one of those, we got it up and running and then found that there was dust in one of the fiber transceivers on one of the Brocade switches. But of course, we didn't know that. We just assumed that something more was wrong. And it was just never again am I ever moving something like that without paying someone else to do it, frankly.
Well, I've definitely told this story before. I don't know if it's on this show or other shows, but my friend was having a Christmas works do, and his company paid for them to do it at the Namco Center, which is this kind of complex where they've got loads of arcade games, loads of pool tables, a bar. They probably do food. I don't think I had any of that. And it's just like this really cool place. And it was a free bar and free arcade machines and free pool and everything, free air hockey, all of that. And they only had one cider, which I didn't like, Strongbow, I think. Or maybe they didn't have cider. And I hadn't got onto wine at that point. So I was like, what am I going to drink? Well, vodka Red Bull, I suppose. And so I had about, 10, 12 vodka Red Bulls.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah, then went home, got in bed, stared at the ceiling. Then the next day happened. I'm like, okay, well, I didn't sleep, but I'm sure I'll be fine. Still a bit jittery. Had another day, went to bed, didn't sleep, got up. So I just didn't sleep for 2 nights because of that much Red Bull. Like, it really fucked me up something good, man. Like, I generally don't indulge in caffeine very often. In fact, I can't even remember the last time I had caffeine. Don't drink tea and coffee and stuff. Caffeine is a very useful drug to me. If I'm really tired and need to wake up, like just a little bottle of Coke or Pepsi or whatever really perks me up. And I don't really drink Red Bull anymore after this. I have done once or twice, but having a whole night on the piss of vodka Red Bull is a terrible, terrible idea. VT asks, if you could only pass along one nugget of hard-earned, non-technology related wisdom to the next generation of humans, what would it be?
Slow the fuck down.
Right. What, just generally walk slowly?
Yeah, well, people seem to be in an awful hurry to wreck shit. And, I think we're doing quite a good job of that. But I think people need to just relax a bit more. You don't have to have a new car every 2 years or a bigger house and a bigger house and a bigger house. Just chill the fuck out.
Do you just mean capitalism is a stupid idea? Is that what you're saying?
If you want to be so common and put it so purely like that, fine. But yeah, essentially, it's all shit.
Stop letting capitalism run amok, essentially.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think you do have a point, because people just try and cram so much into their life and try and get so much done in one day that they just forget what they're doing or generally do a terrible job of the things that they do. And if you just slowed down and took some pride in what you're doing, that would help a lot of the world's problems as well, I think.
The peak arseholeness of this is a guy I saw doing a talk in one of the tech groups in Ireland, talk about how he was going to sleep hack his way to a 22-hour day or something, doing these weird micro sleeps and shit like that. Now, I have no idea what happened to that guy. To be quite honest, if he hallucinated himself off the top of a tall building, I would not be surprised. But yeah, just get a fucking grip. Just work your hours. enjoy your work, even if they're long hours, but just slow the fuck down.
I think for me, it's don't underestimate the importance of social skills and talking to people. We seem to be getting lost in this world of AI and other nonsense and people just communicating online. And it really irks me because I always find that the kind of people that I've had a beer with, I get on with way better, even if I only talk to them online for the other 11 months of the year. Just get out, talk to people, get to know people. I think that's a super important thing that we just forget in the rat race of everything being online.
But then conversely, and this isn't my answer, but it's kind of tacked onto yours, reply to your bloody messages. Like young people, I just sound like such a fucking old man, but young people just don't reply to their messages. And it really annoys me.
They're all off playing their ukuleles, Jay.
Obviously.
I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah.
They've slowed down too much. Not that much.
Yeah. Well, my answer is don't let people hold you back. Don't be too loyal to people who aren't on the same page as you. So like if you are doing a project with your friends or whatever that happens to be, whether it's a musical thing or a podcast or a business, whatever it is, don't feel like you have to be loyal to the first people that you kind of join with. And, you know, this comes from me being in a band when I was young, right? I really wanted to do it. I really thought I was going to be a rock star. And my friends who I was in the band with all went off to university, all got degrees, all got good jobs, and then did the band as a kind of hobby. Meanwhile, I'm like trying to do this thing, trying to make music, and I should have left that band way sooner than I did. I should have found people who were equally driven and just gone for it. But out of loyalty to them and friendship, I didn't do that. And I wouldn't have made it anyway because I was shit, but at least I would have given it a better go. And so I think, yeah, just don't. Obviously, loyalty is important, but sometimes you got to kind of think about yourself more than loyalty to others. Am I sounding like a psychopath here?
I think it's just how you phrase it. I think you have to sometimes say to people, look, I know you guys are just in this for a hobby, but I really make a go of this. I'm going to head off and whatever, or, you know, whatever it happens to be. And I think people generally might, you know, be miffed at the fucking start, but they'll get over it and they'll realize that they didn't want to really do it full time anyway. And it was just good crack. And, you know, you're better off to keep your friendships intact, I think, than to sort of burn bridges with everybody because it just didn't work out the way it is and become bitter and twisted.
It's that real mix, isn't it, between finding a group of people who want to do the same stuff and are pulling in the same direction and having a diverse enough group of friends that you don't just pigeonhole yourself into the group of people who want to play guitars and be cool and be in bands.
Yeah.
Clearly you've not played guitar, Gary. Be cool. Of course we're cool.
I've never held a guitar in my life.
I've held one. Does not make me cool either.
I've held many at once and I'm still not cool either.